Hi everyone, this is Dan and this is Judge Dredd, the Complete Case Files 01. So before I jump into this, it'd be kind of ridiculous for me not to mention the craziness that's kind of going on with the, I guess the illness that's running rampant in the world right now. So hasn't really affected me crazy right now, but who knows? So for those of you out there, stay safe and keep sanitizer and I guess hoard a bunch of toilet paper. Anyway, what I wanted to go over was a couple progs right here, or programs. Forget which programs these are, but this is Mega City 5000 race, and it's only two programs long, pretty short story. But I wanted to go over here is the kind of first appearance of. I think Brian Bolland did some covers before this program, but I know for certain that he didn't really do, at least from the art that I've seen before this, he didn't do a program till now, the second part of Mega Race 5000. And the change in the art style is pretty dramatic. So anyhow, we're getting into this. So Mega City 5000 race is basically a race between two biker gangs, and it's an absolute freaking dumpster fire. A lot of people get freaking killed, and the judges are like, we gotta freaking stop this. By the way, I love how there's like almost a tongue-in-cheek handling of the judges. Like they're both the protagonist and at the same time, in certain ways, kind of the villains in the story. It makes Judge Dredd kind of fun to read. More like short program to program. Anyhow, you get these two biker gangs, the Spacers and the Mutants. And they kind of go at each other until the judges try to stop them, and then they team up together to take out the judges. Pretty interesting. This judge gets freaking whacked, and he falls on his face, and he ends up being a ramp for the biker gangs to make it through. And they're pretty crazy. They grab this one judge and basically slam him into a pillar. Pretty crazy. And here's where things get super nuts. The judges chase after them, and this is continued in the next issue. And the art style change is super dramatic, dude. It's crazy how dramatic the art changes right here. So Brian Bolland has a much more detailed style than any of the Judge Dredd artists before him. And it's pretty nutty, man. He's got these really detailed, like, look at this. He puts like pull-out lines and feathering everywhere. It's freaking insane. Also, his faces are much more detailed. Look at Judge Dredd right here. Anyhow, the two biker gangs are back at each other's throat, and before they know it, Judge Dredd is coming after him. And the two judges are after him. Judge Giant and Judge Dredd, they split up, and Judge Dredd chases after him. I love how this guy's screaming at the bad guys, but Judge Dredd just freaking knocks him over. And he freaking takes out one of the leader of the Spacer gang, and the last one is the Mutant gang, and he's going to run over and he's going to take out Judge Giant, who cut him off, and he's about ready to do a head-on collision with him, but Judge Giant jumps out of his bike. This guy gets freaking tossed. Like, fucking hey, the art is amazing. And he tries to go for the win, but he freaking collapses, and, judges win, blah, 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 blah. Kind of boring story for the most part, but the art, like, oh my god, can you see this right here? Look at that level of detail, right? Like, this is, like, long time ago. So, suffice to say, Brian Bolland isn't always on these day-to-day progs. They mainly use him for other stuff, like, oh my god, look at that. Because at least my understanding is he spends so much time on his art, it's hard for him to be in every single prog or program, right? And because of that, he even though he is known as the definitive Judge Dredd artist, he isn't always the most common artist. You'll usually see a whole bunch of other people. At least in this book, I only think I know of like one with Brian Bolland in it. Is there other ones? Okay, this one has Brian Bolland. Okay. And does he stay on for the next one? Nope, that's it. He's only in one prog. So yeah, I guess the strengths and the weakness of having a really great detailed style, right? So anyhow, whoops, I gotta go grab something real quick. How did I do? This is a really short video, by the way. Let's see. So his style, like I think I reached the point of tapping out, because after doing Iraqi, who's kind of detailed but kind of in a frustrating way, and then Ethan Van Sciver, and now doing Brian Bolland, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I could keep doing this. And this one I definitely fell apart right here, at least technique-wise. So this is the art piece right here. This is the panel. I ended up cutting out right here and just putting the captions as the panel as a cut panel. And the first thing you'll notice is Judge Dredd is way too high. He needs to be leaned over. The feathering is wrong. But to be fair, I guess feathering is a bit subjective. I got really lazy right here. I just got a brush and just ran it through and was like, forget it. I actually put a lot of detail into this villain who's getting his freaking teeth smashed in. I don't know why. And then I really fell apart on the bike right here. This is kind of like not good enough detail. For some reason, I like it. I like my face more than Brian Bolland's face. But if you think about it, I've raised Judge Dredd's head up, and then I guess so he's leaning further in, and I'm pushed back. Yeah, that's where I totally went wrong right here. I should have followed what Brian Bolland did. If I would have done that, this would have looked a little better. But also, I was getting kind of tired. Anyhow, these kind of moments are humbling, and you kind of learn a lot about both art and your own skill set. So definitely not a good art piece by me trying to copy Brian Bolland here. But it was interesting kind of looking at his art and trying to understand it a little better. I think I'll definitely learn from the feathering and probably put more time into penciling the figure better. Because if I would have done it this way, like if he's up this tall, then he can't be. His waist has to be thinner, because Judge Dredd isn't like a tree trunk, right? So, oh well, it is what it is. Anyhow, that's the review. Let me know what you think. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. If you have any comments on Judge Dredd, the early issue or early programs, I should say, or my art, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.